next from the Epic Duels fan conversion set by our creator Koi is going to be Luke and Leia. Yes, the offspring of Darth Vader. Guys, every character in this set is iconic. I mean, these are all iconic Star Wars sets, so you're going to be hearing that all of these characters are iconic. So we can jump right into it here, and the only thing that we need to do with this conversion set is get rid of the Epic Duels deck and replace it with a deck for Unmatched. And once again, need to point out just how well it pairs here. Obviously, the Leia artwork is quite different, but it definitely gets the vibe of the original card back there. And then on top of a deck of cards, we are also going to need a hero card here. So yes, we have Luke Skywalker. But what you might notice is that Leia is not on this card because Koi actually made both Luke and Leia heroes in this set. So they are dual heroes, both with their own hero card. So yes, you need to defeat both Luke and Leia to win this battle. And then in classic Burnt Toast fashion, you could just play like this with this deck and use those miniatures as well as the original health markers here, because everything lines up as Luke is a melee fighter, Princess Leia is a ranged fighter, and then she has 10 health and he has 17 health. But once again, Burnt Toast fashion, we got to replace everything with stuff that looks more like official Unmatched. So we can get rid of Luke and Leia here and bring in Luke and Leia. Yes, I love the way that these guys turned out. Absolutely fantastic. And I love the nice white base that we got there. So we can bring both Luke and Leia here, our miniatures, and then we can get rid of this health marker here, and we can bring in the dials for both Luke and for Leia. And I just love, love, love how the red dot for the full health as well as the blue dot for the 0 turned out in this set. I mean, all of these guys fit in their own thing. They're kind of like that in-between state where they're compatible with Unmatched, but also compatible with Epic Duels. I love, love, love how these turned out. So yeah, we got 2 heroes here, so let's get right into it. And we can start with Luke's hero card here. He is a move 2 fighter with 17 health and a melee fighter. And his ability is if you spent your first action of your turn to have Luke scheme, gain 1 action. So definitely a good thing to do there. And then next here with Princess Leia, a ranged fighter with 10 health and a move of 2. If you spent the first action of your turn to have Leia attack, add +1 value to her attack. So yes, they are siblings here, twins, and they have twin abilities here. If Luke is scheming first, he gets a gain action, and if Leia is attacking, she gets that +1 to her attack. So let's go into this deck and see how Koi balanced out having a dual hero here with 27 total health. And I think he did a fantastic job here. So let's get right into it here with our Luke attack cards. It's an attack of 4 for Luke with 1 boost, 2 copies. And this is Justice. When this card is discarded due to an effect, if Luke is not defeated, shuffle it into your deck. During combat, if Leia has been defeated, the value of this card is 7. So definitely you might want to be taking out Luke first here because this Justice card is going to be scary with 2 7s in the deck. And the thing is, you can't just make them discard because they will be shuffled back into the deck. And then next here, a defense for Luke with 3 boost, 1 copy. I am a Jedi like my father before me. After combat, if you lost the combat, place a card from your discard pile into your hand. So potentially getting that 3rd 7 attack there if Leia is already gone. And then next here, these schemes, which is probably the more important part of the deck with that extra ability of gaining an action after playing a scheme on your first action. And this is a scheme for Luke with 2 boost, 1 copy, and this is Force Balance. Each player shuffles their hand into their deck and draws 3 cards. I love effects like this where not only could you be, fixing your own hand, but you could potentially also screwing up the opponent. Like if this is your last card in hand, you're going back up to 3 cards, but if your opponent has 7 cards, they're going down to 3 cards. They're obviously not discarding them, but still a great effect. And Koi, the creator, I know you're watching here. I have to ask, why is Anakin here? I mean, you have here, I'm a Jedi like my father before me, but this one just has randomly Anakin Skywalker there for Force Balance. I mean, hey, maybe he got the balance from his father, but that ain't Luke, man. And then next here is a scheme for Luke with 3 boost, 3 copies, and this is I Will Not Fight You. Choose an opponent, you both reveal your hands, then you both discard either an attack card or a versatile card starting with you. So very cool, kind of disarming your opponent, and definitely a great one to play if you know that you're going to have at least 2 to defend. And obviously both of you can see what each other has in the hand, so you know what best to discard in that situation. You get 3 of those, and that'll let you gain an action, so basically a free card to do so. And then next here, we're going into our Leia cards with an attack of 5 with 3 boost, 1 copy, and this is Commanding Impact. After combat, draw 1 card. A card we all know very well, but she's only getting 1 of these there. Then next for Leia is an attack of 4 with 2 boost, 2 copies, and this is Hope of the Rebel Alliance. After combat, you may discard 1 card to return this card to your hand. I definitely like that, and if you notice, actually I need to double check there. I believe, does that proc on this guy? Yep, when this card is discarded due to an effect, if Luke is not defeated, shuffle into your deck. So you can actually discard this card, put it back in your deck, and hope that later, whenever Leia is defeated, it'll be up to a 7. So I like the synergy we're having here, and you have 2 of those, 1 for each of those. And then next we have a versatile 4 for Leia with 2 boost 2 copies, and this is Latent Force abilities. After combat, draw 1 card. If you won the combat, one of your fighters recovers 1 health. Definitely nice to have some healing there. And then next, a versatile of 1 for Leia with 3 boost 2 copies, and this is Luke is in trouble. After combat, if Leia is adjacent to Luke, he recovers 2 health. If Luke has been defeated, Leia recovers 2 health. I definitely like effects like that. She's kind of being supportive to him, but once he's gone, it's not a nulled effect. She actually gains the healing instead of him. Then now we're moving on to our any cards here with a defense of 2 for any with 4 boost 2 copies. May the Force be with you. During combat, if Luke and Leia have not been defeated, add 1 to this card's value for each Force connection card in your discard pile. Then place those cards in your hand. So that is very, very strong, guys. You'll see in just a second. We might as well skip ahead to our Force connections here and read what those guys do so that we have context for this card. The Force connection here is an any versatile of 0 with 5 copies and no boost. Force connection. During combat, if Luke and Leia have not been defeated, add +2 to this card's value for each Force connection card in your discard pile. So there's 5 of them, so potentially the last one could be an 8, and then once you play one of these, you put them all back in your hand. But if you notice, you have to have both Luke and Leia alive. So all of these turn into 0s if one of them dies. So definitely great to just focus on one, kill them out, and then all these cards just turn into 0s, and these aren't really going to help you. They're just going to bring 0s back into your hand. So there is our big weakness if you were scared about this dual hero with 27 total health. And then next tier card we're all familiar with a versatile of 2 for any with 2 boost 3 copies, and this is Feint. Immediately cancel all effects on your opponent's card. We all love and know this one. Next is a versatile of 3 for any with 2 boost 3 copies, and this is Future in Motion. During combat, if Luke played this card to defend, or if Leia played this card to attack, this card's value is 5. After combat, if you won the combat, draw 1 card. Very, very cool effect. I like that each of them get a bonus depending on which section they use it for. Once again, Coy, I have to ask here, why is Luke in Darth Vader's helmet there? Am I not seeing this right? It looks like it could be photoshopped. I don't remember this scene from the movie. Someone please explain to me why Luke is in Darth Vader's helmet there. And then lastly here, we have a scheme for any with 1 boost 3 copies, and this is Children of the Force. Move each of your fighters up to 4 spaces, draw 2 cards. I do want to point out that these are very, very strong when thinking about Luke's ability, because you could just start your turn off by moving each of your fighters up to 4 spaces, so double their move, and drawing 2 cards, and it doesn't even take an action because Luke gains an action from playing this on his very first card. Very, very cool. A great deck, definitely a thinker, and one that I feel like is very, very strong, but has some big old chinks in the armor that your opponent can definitely take good advantage of. So let's move on to my final thoughts. So Luke and Leia, a very, very fun deck. And as with every other deck in this conversion, Coy did an amazing job capturing the spirit of them. I like how they are connected and they're kind of always bouncing off each other. And once one is gone, the other really struggles to come back afterwards. But, you know, not impossible. It doesn't just like fully destroy the deck. You can still definitely win there. And I do want to point out a few things here that we are in this conversion set. I mean, with the card backs here, and then also with the health dials, as we saw with all of the other ones. I just love these small details. It's a little bit darker gray now that I'm looking at it, but we have that little picture up in the corner that matches. We have the red dot for the full health, and then the vents on the side. Same thing with Princess Leia here, and she even has the little blaster icon on the side. Same little portrait. Everything just matches up so exquisitely with Epic Duels. And this is such a fun set. I feel like Epic Duels, although very fun, and there is a huge fan community of decks, it does feel kind of limiting with just your 12 fighters. So I love that we are taking all 12 of these Epic Duels characters and making them compatible with Unmatched and bringing them to the new age. Very, very cool. I gotta go. My toast is burning.